There's a panda in my bedroom, and he's sitting there smoking a joint.
I don't know about all that.
Said there's a panda in my bedroom, and he's sitting there smoking a joint. Cut. How's everybody doing? This is the Open Tab Podcast. I'm Ryan Mojay, or I'm Trip.
Hold on. We're moving this around.
All right. Here with, give it 1 second, everybody.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Here with Bluetooth Coos, my friend, my dog, my guy. You know, we're chilling. How you been, dude?
All right. I had a rough ride up here, I'll tell you.
Rough ride, what happened?
Construction in Ohio.
Damn straight, I feel it.
They destroyed these roads.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, fix the fucking roads, and then they fix the roads, but then everyone's bitching about. Yeah, that's right.
But tell me why every time I pass a construction site on the road,
right?
They're all standing around.
Dude, I saw that fucking today. Remember we were driving and
Don't get me wrong. If I was on the job site,
I'd be doing the same shit.
And I was getting that ODOT pay.
Right.
You know, I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah, but there's one guy working the forklift really shitty.
Why are there forklifts?
Well, maybe not a forklift, but he's working like an excavator or something with a big hook and a pot of gold at the end or whatever. And he's doing it really shitty. And the other guys are just looking in the hole. You know what I mean? It's tough. Like, why are they always wearing the neon green or the neon orange?
So they don't get hit by cars.
Well, I thought that was all the fun of it. You know what I mean? It's like Frogger out in the streets with a Z. Streets with a Z.
they sign up to play Group Frogger.
Hey, as long as you got your hard hat on, you'll be all right. Fuck it,
Now, if you were going to be hit by a car and you get to choose which car, what car would it be?
I think it'd be a Ford Bronco. Just so it takes me out. I won't feel a thing. It's big enough.
You don't want a smart
survive
car where you might live?
No, because I want to get hit by. Actually, I would get hit by an El Camino, fly up and land in the back. Just be like, take me to the hospital, drive me to the hospital. I could see that. But if I was gonna get, El Camino would have to be a, what would you get hit by? A kayak? A land kayak?
A guy paddling down the street.
Yeah.
I think like I said, I'd go with listen, there's these things called Kia Souls.
Kia Soul. Is that what you drive?
No.
I feel like I know a couple of motherfuckers with a Kia Soul.
Kia Soul. It's their like boxy looking Kia, and I'll tell you what. There's 3 different modes in it. There's Sport, Eco, and like normal. And the car is factory set to Eco. And so when you floor it, when you see me, there's a delay in the time that it takes to get big.
Gotcha.
Get
well, here's your question was you get hit by the car. You don't see the car and dodge the car. It's not a near miss. You're getting fucking smoked, bro. Like
I still pick Kia Soul. Do I get to pick who's driving? Because most Kia Souls are old people.
I want Chuck Norris in an El Camino, and I want to be obliterated by an El Camino. I'm talking how fast, if you were going to get hit by a car, how fast would be ideal? How fast would you want to get hit? 65 miles
1 mile an hour.
1 mile, dude, come on. That's boring shit, I want to play Frogger. I want to, try to jump over top of it, I never did hurdles in high school, but
what's the most dangerous thing you've done on the road?
Oh, wow. I drove backwards down the freeway. Yeah, backwards down the freeway going, 60, 70 miles an hour.
Why?
For a good time, for fun. No, I'm kidding. The most dangerous thing I've ever done in a car, like recently or just ever, I've had a lot of near misses. I've had a lot of like, oh shit moments.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we all have.
I have them almost every day, man.
Right? Really?
It's me driving.
Fucking A, dude. Dude, just the other day, I was at a stoplight, and I was changing the song or whatever, and I wasn't really paying attention, and it went green, so I started doing my turn. Well, this dude was coming straight at me, bro, and I fucking sped up, and he hit the brakes. It made that that fucking noise, and I just drove off. I waved to him. I was like, hey, that's my bad, but he was probably like, that fucking guy, fuck you. See, here's the thing. I don't get road rage.
No, I don't either.
I let that shit go. I'm like, yeah, one of us fucked up. It's not a big deal. One of us fucked up, and it's like, shit happens. And nobody crashed. So I'm like, how mad can you really be?
Yeah, no, I've never gotten mad on the road, not due to, people that I'm driving with, but I'll tell you what, I have had a few encounters where I don't get mad at the road, but I will get mad at the animals I see on the side of the road.
No.
Because they show up out of nowhere, and I'm like, And I'm like, I know they're animal brains in there, not working too hard, but
they're like the size of peanuts.
Yeah, I see a deer, and I've had many collisions with deer, and I'm like, I get mad at him. I see this dog limping on the side of the road, and I'm like, well,
put him out of his misery.
It's his own damn fault.
What was it? What happened?
Can I interject on this topic?
No, we were rolling, dude. We're fucking vibing. We're fucking smooth as we're slick as
What you got to say?
Slick as lube right now.
Have you ever been a victim of road rage?
Well, here's what.
Oh, absolutely. When my mom used to drive.
Well, nobody's followed me, but dude, when like people, like maybe I fuck up. Or maybe they fuck. Either way, when they throw their hands up, when they do that little, and I don't do anything, I'm driving away and I'm like, I should have done something, you know. But then I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need to put out that negative energy into the universe. But a little part of me is like, you're a bitch for not fucking flipping them off, for like retaliating. You know
I'll tell you what. The only thing that really gets to me is when I'm running late and there's some dude in front of me. I know he's old, so this is why I don't get mad, because I know he's just like barely doesn't understand what's going on.
Right.
He's like, well, how'd I get in this car? And I'm driving behind him.
Woke up there.
Hey, for all he knows, he could have. The way they drive, and they turn off, and I want to just go like that. I never get to that.
No, yeah, I don't like, flip off old people.
I'm like, no, I'll let it go. It's fine.
One thing that really gets me going is, on like Route 2 or something like that, like a big highway, the left-hand drivers, when you're driving and they're going slow as can be, and you're coming up on another person, and now you can't pass either one of them, and you're just stuck. I'm like, now, you see me behind you, you see me struggling, you see me, riding your ass, and you still don't do anything. I don't know if that's out of spite or just pure stupidity, but
there is a lot of stupid drivers on the road,
and I think it depends on the day. I'm one of them. You know what I mean? I think it depends on the day.
I pick up a lot of stuff off the side of the road if I see it, for sale or something.
Carcasses and shit like that.
People go out and get those. People are like, that's hot shit to some people.
No way.
When a deer gets hit, and there's some dude who's like, deer meat, venison.
Wait, is he like food, or do they get money for turning it in, or like just cleaning up the roads?
No. People will like come to the scene of the accident, and they'll be like, can I take this?
But the thing is isn't that meat tainted with like fear, and can't you taste it? No, I'm being dead serious when I say this.
The muscles have
well, fuck that. I don't want to get into that on this podcast. I'm saying
that's what it's the same thing.
It's
better.
Yeah. No, I think
the muscle's tense.
Yeah, it's tense, and just like cows and pigs in the slaughterhouse and shit, they're fucking shaking with fear. I think that affects the meat or whatever. It should.
I have heard something vaguely about that. I can't remember what it was, but people go nuts over that road.
That's why you gotta shoot them in the back of the head.
That's right. They don't see it coming. They
like Lenny. Like Lenny. What's that book of Mice and Men?
Yeah. Some days.
Great book.
Some days when I'm having like a real bad day.
So you had a bad day.
Yeah.
Take one down. Turn up a smile and turn it around. You say you don't know. You tell me don't lie. Work up a smile and then you run it by. All right, I'm done.
You better be.
Had a bad day. All right, go ahead.
So some days when I'm just getting like shit handed to me left and right, and I'm like, oh god, I don't want to deal with this. Sometimes I will say verbally to myself when I'm alone, I just wanted to tend the rabbits.
I just want to tend the rabbits. What's the main guy's name? Lenny Kravitz or no,
there's Lenny and I think George.
George. And George is the hardworking,
George is the guy.
He's got brains.
Yeah.
And Lenny's like a child trapped in the Hulk's body, like that, right?
You ever worry about when you're handling like puppies, you're gonna like snap their necks off? You ever feel like that?
No, I don't think I've ever accidentally snapped a dog's neck. Well, here's the thing, where my mind went is like, are you struggling with yourself to be like, should I snap this dog's neck? Or you're like, I might accidentally fucking drop this thing in an awkward way and it just snap, like shit like that.
How's it go?
Shit like that. I'm just saying, I don't have to fight the demon of not killing puppies.
You like get flare, your eyes turn red, they dilate, and they're like, I have so much power right now.
Yeah, you've got problems if that's the lane you took it.
I have nothing like that.
You got problems. a couple episodes ago on this podcast, we talked about, I think it was the first one, we talked about qualities in women or whatever. What do we think, what we like to see in them? What do you think your best quality is? You know, I mean, what do you, here's where what I'm getting at. When I'm with someone or maybe even talking or like, just chilling like with someone in like a romantic fashion. I don't like to worry or like get jealous or anything, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, I know what I bring to the table, and
there's no getting that anywhere else.
Well, that too, I agree with that. There's, you know, I mean, there's no one else like, I'm tripping. That's just a fact. But I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I can do for you. But if you're gonna play games and you're gonna be fucking sketchy about it or not with the program, I'm not gonna waste my time, or I'm not gonna put my energy into that. You know what I mean?
There comes a point where, you know, you get in trouble for, you don't get in trouble directly, but you get in trouble indirectly.
Like your reputation or what?
Let me continue.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. There comes a point where indirectly you get in trouble for something that you had permission to do. You know,
like what?
Like you're like, hey, I'm gonna be out tonight.
Gotcha.
Out with my friend Ryan.
Well, that's just freedom. I feel like if you're
and you'll get you got to kind of test out the waters and feel where that's going to be when you're like, hey, I'm out, and it's going to be like, oh, that's fine, or, you know, you're going to get like a cold shoulder, and you start getting that cold shoulder, you got to put a stop to that and say, I'm going out tonight, and be remorseless.
That's right.
Otherwise, you're on the fishing line.
That's right.
And if you continue to be on the fishing line, then you just got to find something else.
I agree, because that's the thing, like, at the same time, you're in a relationship, you guys are into each other, but I think for a relationship to be healthy, you both have to have your own hobbies and things you enjoy doing, and like
you ever had one that didn't, though? Things
that you spend time on, that's like just an obligation or shit that you can't be with them 100% of the time, because you know, just like quarantine, I think there's been a lot of breakups and divorces and whatnot because people have been forced to stay with each other.
Been a lot of kids too.
I bet there has also. But
did you know in the winter of 1976, when there was this big blizzard that come through this area, there was a spike in children then, because everyone was stuck inside for
just staying warm under them sheets. You know what I mean? Oh, but that brings me back to the question: what do you think your best quality is?
Probably the ability to do that thing with your tongue that you can fold like 3 times.
It's the crown.
Is that what it's called?
I think so. It looks like a crown.
Yeah, I like that.
I can't do that. Can you tie the stem of a cherry with your tongue or your mouth or whatever?
Never tried.
What? You've never tried? That's like a hot commodity. Everyone's tried.
You got a cherry?
I don't have any cherries. I don't have any. We have a piece of floss. Can we get some floss on the set? I'm just playing. We don't need floss, but no, it's hard as fuck.
How about you roll that piece of paper up and I try to unroll it in my mouth?
I think it'd be way too easy. Use the metal. Use the metal ring.
There you go.
Try to bend that into shape, bud. Shape it into a little heart. But anyway, come on. You keep dodging this question. Best quality, bud. Best quality.
I told you what I want. I want the triple tongue deal where you got the
crown. You're right. No, it's the crown. It's your best quality.
No. I want, I think what I really get excited about is when you're like talking about something that's, you know,
you're passionate about.
Yeah. And it's more than just like
shallow.
It's more than just like, that's cool. It's like, even if you know they don't give a shit about it,
they're still asking questions, and
they're just like, you know, that they make you feel like, you know, it's something that they care about. Cause
I agree. It's a beautiful thing. Because
I try super hard, you know, when I have a girlfriend and she's like, look, I did this thing, you know. I'm like all over that thing, and then I will.
You might even post a picture on the Snapchat or something like that.
Or I will, you know, add ideas like, oh, you could sell that, you know, you could.
I like that.
You could take that somewhere, or you could, if you got a little bit better. I'm not saying they were bad. I'm like, if you could do this, just
constructive criticism is okay.
If you could do this just slightly better, I think that this would really be something like amazing to other people.
Right, they would really something they would really enjoy.
Us, but yeah,
yeah, that's really cool. It's a beautiful thing.
Or you'll have like I don't know, maybe, like, I know a lot of girls, when you make comments that are kind of like, I don't know, maybe
lewd?
Yeah, like maybe something like, I'm trying to think, like, laughing at a dead body, let's say.
Something very dark, some like dark humor.
And if they can get on, I was kind of joking about laughing at a dead body.
No, but that's an example. That's a perfect example.
I know
what you mean.
I'm saying, like, when the raccoon on the side of the road blew up like a balloon, and I make some offhanded comment that is not intended to be all that funny.
Right.
Maybe they're like, I'm like, about to pop, and they're like, I don't know what they're like.
They take offense to it, or they laugh at it. They laugh at it.
I like it when that can be shared, and it's not like, Samuel.
That's fucked up. Yeah. Well, that's a cool chick.
I like to save the nagging for when I've really done something wrong, which, mind you, isn't very frequently.
Yeah, this guy's fucking golden boy.
But like, when I have really done something wrong, I'd like to save the nagging for then. You know?
I agree with that.
But I can take it because I haven't really met a lot of chicks that liked men and also were okay with that.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like, they're a rare breed. Those are like really, really cool chicks. The ones that can joke around with you about things that may be a little fucked up, but just understand that's comedy. You know what I mean? That's just being funny. That's just, you know what I mean? I feel like when you make jokes and you know, we're not all professional comedians, or we're not all fucking, you know, being funny every day, but like when you make a joke, gotta understand that sometimes you make a bad joke.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just a joke. You know what I mean? Trying to make people laugh.
I also like something like where if I say something real stupid or real shitty or like just totally like miss the point,
and they roll with it.
And well, they don't have to roll with it. They can either roll with it or just tell me that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, okay. I
don't like someone who's always just like
agrees with everything and just wants to please you and make every moment a happy moment.
Yeah, I've been with girls like that where it's either they absolutely love what you've done or they're just silent till you won't discuss what you've done wrong.
Right.
But on the topic of, you know, feelings people have.
Yeah.
I would say that you were the class clown. Yeah.
I think I was in the running, but I think my boy Joe Money, he
really
he took the crown of class clown.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't have a lot of classes. What about Murphy?
Murph, he's a funny
cat. All of our friends from high school.
Very hilarious.
Yeah.
I won best male music talent or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. So they couldn't get me. I couldn't win in 2 categories. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. But no, I was definitely in the running for class clown. You were in the running for school shooter. Most likely to be school shooter.
No, that is someone we both know. I won't mention.
Yeah, you better not.
Long hair.
Converse.
Yeah. Always talking about Mountain Dew gaming.
Black choker. As a guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a black choker.
Like
yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
he wore eyeliner.
I'm gonna tell you. They say that the person who is the funniest in class is just depressed, miserable at home. You come home and you felt like, you know. Were you not the same person when you were alone and came home?
Well, I'm not fucking Robin Williams, but you know, I have fun.
Robin Williams, God, he was the world's class.
But come on, no, I mean, not everybody's happy 24/7. And
I admire you in like I think you are the only person I know that seems like just content wherever he's at, and like really the person I have noticed in my life that has been closest to reaching what I think is called nirvana, which is just being at peace with what's going on where you're at.
Wow, and that's a huge honor.
I have only seen you in like a bad mood like maybe 3 times, and maybe a little you were like down for a second, like after we got some bad news.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know what, but so what are the inner mechanisms?
The inner mechanisms of being a light in people's lives. At the end of the day, here's the thing. At the end of the day, every person you walk past at the grocery store, every person you drive by on the street, and every person you come in contact with throughout your daily life, you have an impact on them, whether it be a big one or a small one, whether it be a smile or a wave. You have an impact on that person and their thoughts and views of society. You know what I mean? And you can choose to be a real dirtbag. You can you can give people a dirty look, or you can fucking flip people off on the freeway. That's your decision. Or you can smile and you can wave to people and be real friendly, and that's what I choose to do. You know what I mean? I want everyone who comes in contact with me to be like, wow, that was a really cool interaction. That's why, I'm at the grocery store. I fucking interact with the cashiers. I'll crack a joke or two, try to get them to laugh or something.
Yeah, I try to be really nice to people like that are like servicing me.
Or like who are at work, you know what I mean? Yeah. I try to make them remember that moment and have a good time.
Sometimes, and I do this a lot, almost every time I see one, but when I see some like worker who looks like kind of stressed out about his job and he obviously is hating what he's doing. Like one time I pulled up to a Home Depot and I was getting lumber in their yard, and I drove through and there was this idiot in front of me that was sitting there and tying down his whole like load. He wasn't tying it down right either. Yeah. It was like he was taking strings, like threads across
dental floss.
Yeah, dental floss across like a whole trailer full of 2x4s. Yeah. That he had also, get this, he had a trailer and he had placed the 2x4s in the trailer all the way up into the bed of the truck.
Jesus.
Do you see where the problem is?
Explain it, because I failed algebra 2.
Okay, so if you saw it, you would notice the problem. But
right, yeah.
He set these boards up into the bed of the truck, and they were far into the bed, also reaching the trailer. The trailer has to turn separate with the truck. So when he turns, it's either going to shift the trailer the wrong way, pull it off the hitch, or just destroy something. It's not going to turn out good.
Did you tell him?
No, I didn't like it.
He just let it happen?
Well, he was out there wasting everyone's time, and he was being a dick to this employee. So I went up to him, and I get this a lot too, because I think a lot of people like feel like they're being watched under their job or something, or they're scared to say something bad because people like leave a bad review or something.
Yeah, well, and that's a real thing, but I feel like it's very minuscule. Like the chances of somebody writing a review or calling in.
Yeah, I think it happens. You can tell the type of person who's going to do it.
And can we both say the type of person on 3? 1, 2, 3. A Karen. We knew.
And they make themselves notice. But I told this guy, I was like, I get people like that at my work all the time. And I was like, fuck them, right? Fuck them, right?
And what'd he say?
And he said,
no way, he got nervous?
Yeah, and I was like, it's okay. And he's like, yeah, man, some people are real idiots about this. But he like got close and whispered to me.
Oh, wow.
But I try to be super nice to these types of people, because when I'm at my job and I have someone that's like uncharacteristically nice,
or like over the top, or just like really wild, or off the wall, or very unpredictable, I remember that moment. I remember that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And most of the time it's a good interaction, and then you do have crazy. Sometimes you meet some crazy fucking people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you, but I've met some crazy people for sure.
Have you? What do you think the craziest interaction you've had at a job is with someone, like with another person that is like more so a customer?
More so a customer.
Or a blow up that an employee had, like they just went nuts. They went postal.
Well, I saw Chloe Avis quit on the spot at Jolly Rogers.
Really?
I don't remember the context or what had happened.
The next job she got was working with me at that coffee shop.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It might have been right after that.
I think that's right in the timeline. But she blew up and she's like, I'm out of here, and she left. But as for like customers, I don't think I mean, some customers are fucking dickheads. Some people are really just like having a bad day, and they're like, I'm gonna let you feel a little bit of this. But what it mostly is like,
a lot of those people go through their whole life like that too,
and that's a damn shame.
Where they're just kind of unaware that other people exist.
Right.
It's just all about them, and they're just kind of unconscious. They're kind of like just on cruise control with life.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Because here's the thing. I think what it comes down to in that, when somebody's stuck in a rut like that for so long, is they don't have anybody to communicate to. They don't have anybody to confide in and really talk to. And I'm very blessed. I'm so grateful. I have amazing friends like you, Derek and Nick and all these people in my life. And that I have to talk to and confide in to really just clear my mental and get another perspective on a situation that I'm in. And another thing that also helps me with that is psychedelics. Sometimes when I'm down and out, I feel like I'm in
you
a
mean
rut.
Like watching a YouTube video that's all like sparkly. And
no,
stuff?
I mean psychedelics.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I'm saying, when I'm down and out and I'm in a rut and I feel very complacent.
Have you feel that you have had what I think they call like an awakening or I don't know, like enlightenment? Yeah.
I think that's a broad term because I think you never truly stop learning what it is to be a good person and what it is to be enlightened. But
like that one time you did it though, you felt like you have
I've unlocked
some
something
mental barrier,
or I've gained more access than most.
Yeah, or you saw things differently afterwards, maybe.
Well, I think with every trip, I learn a lot about myself, and I come out of that trip as a new person with a new perspective on problems and things going on in my life. That's why I take the psychedelics, because it really is like a therapy session for me. You know what I mean? And there was a time in my life where I wasn't taking the drug respectfully. I was just taking the drug all willy-nilly for maybe that be a party, or maybe I wanted to get my mind off something. But when I started to take a step back and do it very scarcely, but right when I needed it, I feel like it finds me now. I don't go searching for it. It finds me. And when I take it, it's very, very helpful. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I fucking I would tell that to everybody who maybe is taking psychedelics right now. Just look at yourself and ask yourself, am I taking this drug respectfully? Am I getting the most out of it, the most positive out of it? And am I really...
I think a lot of people get caught up in that it's a drug and, it's meant to have fun with, which you can, but I also think that a lot of people never think of it as anything else. So if you start to think of it instead of like, I take this before I go party.
To a rave or a party.
Think of it more as like, something that can help open your mind more. So like, instead of focusing on what's going on, try to get maybe lost in your thoughts.
I agree,
because that will give you a different experience. And I'm talking out of not experience, but just knowledge that this is what I think is true.
Yeah, or maybe somebody shared this knowledge with you.
Yeah.
One of the things is and here, the thing is, I think it is all situational too. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it all comes with time, and maybe it all comes with certain situations that happen in your life. So I'm not saying stop what you're doing. You don't have to fucking listen to me at all. I'm just saying take a step back. Yeah, who would? But take a step back and really take a look at what you're doing and what your goal is for doing it. You know what I mean? What your goal for taking psychedelics or anything else is and what's going to be the end,
Yeah.
I think that's important. I think that's really important. But that was a really good question, dude.
I would say that I haven't had it happen to me, but it has actually positively affected my life.
Yeah.
One time while I was in your company, I had taken a large quantity of psychedelic.
Damn straight.
After I took it, I don't know if it was just the mental, I guess,
awareness or
exercises that I did.
Right.
Because I wasn't at a party. I didn't go and do anything crazy. I didn't do anything crazy with other people. But after I had come out of that experience, I realized what I was doing wrong in my life, and I put myself to fixing it. And what I did right after I finished was I broke up with my girlfriend.
Wow, big moves.
Because I realized it wasn't good for me,
Yeah.
And I had I kind of shifted my priorities. I wasn't really making any strides in school, and instead of what you might think would be trying harder in school,
right,
I tried harder outside of school.
Gotcha.
And I started doing more things on my own and learning how to do things like
be self-sufficient.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like,
Counting on yourself.
I started taking care of things in my own life outside of school because I never felt like I would excel in academia.
And then after you did those things, outside of the curricular, did you go back to the school and feel refreshed? Did you feel like you thrived what?
No, I felt like I understood the situation a little bit more.
Right.
In that I was like, this is a stepping stone. I need to get this done. Whatever it takes, I'll finish it. But this, I need to take it a little bit more seriously. And what I ended up accomplishing after that was, like, now I run my own business with my cousin.
Right. And congratulations, by the way, you're killing it.
Thank you. And I'm working more towards self-sufficiency. And this all started, I got this thought in my mind and got my mind straight after a nice trip, a nice long thought out trip. And I think my life would have been a lot more different if I had not, because you don't really have a lot of chances, and nobody really reminds you to sit down and just chill out and think
you have
about
to be with
going
yourself.
on.
You know what I mean? And that comes up to something
you don't have a lot of time in life to self-reflect, and you usually forget.
Right.
And so this gave me about, I'd say, almost 3 whole days of self-reflection.
Yeah.
Before it was over.
And that brings up a point that I've been festering and sitting on is as humans, every single day from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, something's trying to grab your attention, whether that be your phone, whether that be a company putting an ad on a billboard or whatever. There are companies and people trying to grab your attention. They want to suck the energy straight out of you. And when I take a psychedelic, I like to take myself out of almost society or my normal patterns and my normal way of life, and I like to really be in the moment and appreciate what I'm doing at that time and appreciate what's happening and where I am and take everything in. It's like I feel. It's like you have all these little feeling receptors and you just start to feel. Did you hear that when you cut, if you have longer hair, that becomes like an antenna for energy, and when you cut your hair for a short period of time, that antenna which you were receiving energy through is altered and it's changed. Did you know that?
I've never heard that.
Well, I've heard that. And do your research. I don't, always fact check everything you hear. Here's the thing: if you're going on social media or you're going online and you're taking all the information you get for face value, that's your first problem. You need to fact check and you need to do your own research to be educated and really form your own opinions and your own ideas. Like, it's great to have a favorite, maybe for me it's like a comedian or maybe somebody you really like who has a lot of really good ideas, or their ideology and the way their brain works, you like that. But at the same time, you have to develop your own brain and think for yourself. You know what I mean? You can take little bits of their ideas and you can take, portions of that, but at the end of the day, you have to think for yourself and you have to be self-sufficient. You have to be counting on you. You know what I mean? And that's when you will really start to strive and prosper, when you start counting on yourself and realizing that at the end of the day, I'm the one who goes to sleep with me every night. You know what I mean? So you have to love yourself. That's important, bro.
My dad always told me, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm quoting this correctly, but he always said, believe half of what you hear. It was half of what you hear.
I feel like I've heard this.
And I can't remember.
Can you look up the quote? Believe half of what you hear and fuck the rest. I'm kidding.
It's something like believe like 3/4 of what you see, because you don't know exactly what was happening in a situation that you experienced. Half of what you hear.
Believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear.
Believe
what you see.
Believe half of what you see and nothing of what you hear.
Yeah,
I like that.
Because think of how you tell stories to other people. Even if you're intending to be completely honest with them, and you have no reason to lie.
Yeah,
that story has usually been changed at least a little bit.
Oh, definitely through the word of mouth. And even people who tell stories. We all get a little a bit of exaggeration. You know, you want to come out the good guy, and you want to come out the hero.
That's also part of good storytelling too, because you tell a story exactly how it happened without any like frill to
pizzazz. Give me some jazz hands, baby.
Yeah, it's not as interesting of a story.
I agree.
And if the story has no impact on other people's lives other than an entertaining topic,
it
doesn't really matter all that much. But when you're telling something to someone that's important,
right? What I think
usually will change at least a little bit, regardless.
Yeah, and it just happens, and maybe not even purposefully.
Yeah.
It just happens through, human nature. You know what I mean? You change a little bit of the story. You're not going to remember all the really minute details. You're not going to remember every part of that story. And something that's important is ask questions. I feel like it's become taboo to ask questions. Like, that's the only way to gain knowledge, and that's the only way to continue evolving as a civilization is ask questions. And you shouldn't be ashamed to ask questions is what I'm trying to say.
I would say play devil's advocate.
Definitely.
Don't be afraid to question something, or even
tell it how it is. Be real as fuck.
Even go to a taboo place, because it's a lot harder to do that now. And I know that.
Well, some people can't handle it. You know what I mean? You got to, and I want to surround myself with people who are going to be real as fuck, who are going to tell me how it is, and strive to not only make me better, but just the whole world a better place. You know what I mean? Tell people how it is. And maybe if somebody has a lack of knowledge, if they're ignorant to some knowledge, don't hate on them. Don't diss them. Enlighten them. Give them the information that they need to go on and share that information with someone else down the line. You know what I mean? Everyone needs to really just take each other in and understand that. Smart is subjective. Being smart, it's relative to the topic we're talking about. Now, if we're talking about mechanics and cars and what you do for work, of course you're going to have more knowledge than me. But if we're talking about, maybe hockey, or we're talking about even soccer or something I'm very knowledgeable about, I'm going to be, quote unquote, smarter than you in that topic. You know what I mean? So it's all about sharing knowledge and trying to bring people up to your level, only for everyone to rise up and transcend to that level.
I think if a lot more people had the same mindset as we were talking about with traffic earlier, where it's like, you got to let more things roll off your back.
Totally.
You got to let, like
accidents happen, shit happens. Yeah. I've made mistakes,
And it's sometimes a lot easier to place blame on people, but in the long run, it's so much better to
take it yourself and move on from it.
Let it fly off, because I think that's a lot of the problems that I think management has at work, at jobs,
like smaller businesses or like corporations, or like just in general,
just wherever you're working. When someone has a position of authority, it's really not good to criticize someone for maybe doing something that you consider stupid.
Yeah,
but
instead enlighten them on the knowledge they need to the next time do that efficiently.
Don't bring them down, because I think that's if you do it the opposite way, you're managing through fear.
Yeah.
And your employees or your friends or whoever are not going to react as positively to that. And that's not going to create as good of an environment.
I agree. As good as an environment, because it's a slippery slope. Once you put someone down, and once you make someone feel dumb, as soon as they maybe in the future get to a position of power, that's all they know is beat the person under you down. You know what I mean? Like, but if you train them right off the bat to help each other and give each other knowledge, then hopefully, they can spread that, and that's it's spread. You know what I mean? And everyone kind of will understand that at some point in time. But
have you ever had a boss or a manager that was like the biggest dickhead?
I don't want to say any names, but he was actually the owner of the place, and he would drop by, and it was like everyone knew, like, oh shit, so and so. We'll call him Ricky, oh shit, hey, Ricky's here, be on your game, because this guy, even if there was nothing wrong, even if everything was running smoothly, he would find something to bitch about and somebody to rip.
And to an extent, you want to make sure you still carry authority. Because if you get walked all over as a manager, people aren't going to respect you.
And that's the other side of the coin, and I can agree with that.
But you can't be negative, Carry a figure of authority, and, if you need to deal punishment, you need to deal it out. But don't rule by fear.
It's good leadership skills. That's what that comes down to is good leadership skills. You want somebody who's a manager. If I'm an owner, I want somebody, as a manager who's gonna benefit not only me but all my other workers. You know what I mean? I want everyone to really have gained knowledge or gained experience or some kind of positive thing from working with this company. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the energy that I would go to. But this goes into my next question. When was your last random act of kindness? Because I was blessed. Somebody did a random act of kindness for me recently. And every time that happens, you're a little taken back. You're like, really? Like, today's my lucky day? You roll, like, somehow I was the one who got chose, to get a free meal at this restaurant, or what? I want to know, what was the last random act of kindness you did?
Well, I don't assume it would be considered a random act of kindness to tip, I guess. But there's a lot of places that I notice don't get tips at all, so I'll leave like a big tip.
A big one.
So I do that occasionally, but even if it's not deserved, sometimes, as long as they're not like being a complete asshole.
Right.
If I can tell they're trying.
No punches were thrown.
But I don't know. I guess I'd say there was this guy that broke down in my work's parking lot.
Right.
And I'm not supposed to help them. Like,
really?
As my job, I can't get involved due to liability issues.
That makes sense.
But I kind of skirted under my manager's nose to go help this guy put a new starter in his car in the parking lot.
Right.
And it's like, it can be a pretty heavy task. I told him I'd help him for about 20 minutes if I could.
Yeah.
And I helped him get it in there, and he got to leave. And I think that was probably the last thing I did that was like that. And I didn't get caught by my manager. I don't know if he would have cared or not, but helped this guy out. Otherwise, he was going to be super fucked because he looked like he didn't have any money, and he wasn't going to be able to get his car towed.
Yeah.
So if I ever see people on the side of the road too, I'll sometimes help them if
I see
like they need a jump or a tire changed and don't know how.
Yeah. Sometimes, here's the thing: if I have the time, somebody's walking on the side of the road and I know them, or they even just look nice, I'll be like, "Hey, where you headed?" and jump in or something like that. But that was.
Go.
You want to go? We're going to Canada. We're going to Windsor, baby. I hope you got some casino money.
I think that's another problem with the way I guess just humanity, society has progressed.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of people are scared to help other people because they're worried about what might happen if they mess something up. Like
Well, what do you mean if the person's like a murderer, or if the person's like?
Well, there's that, as well as in any time period, people can have bad intentions and you not know that. But
that's true.
I think what we have now is that everyone's worried about being sued or something like that, or getting in trouble for what they're doing.
Even if they're helping.
Yeah,
like it could be a trap.
No, more so that the person might not react. Like a lot of people, sometimes when you would pull people out of the pool, there's this, like when I was a lifeguard, there's this thing called the Good Samaritan Act. Mm-hmm. And it basically gives you the ability to go help and perform CPR on a person.
Right.
When they're unconscious, because really they might not want that help if they were conscious.
Oh, wow.
And
no,
really, this is true. Like some people don't want to be revived, or maybe that they were just.
They're like, I came here to fucking drown you, fucker.
Not quite that, but it's that people might, if they might sue you if they come back and you broke their rib performing CPR, and you were just trying to help them, but they're like, well, this guy really screwed me over when I was dying, even though you were saving their life, you might have broken their rib in the process, because that's what CPR can sometimes do. And in China, it's a serious problem because they don't have the Good Samaritan law or act. And when they see people on the side of the road that need help,
they won't do it in fear of
by, because sometimes you can somehow get into legal trouble by helping these people.
So the Good Samaritan law or act or whatever you said, it protects you from being in a lawsuit because you broke someone's rib because you were saving their life.
Yeah, if you had the intention to help them and they were unconscious and they couldn't say yes or no, then it protects you from being, litigated.
That's very neat.
But China doesn't have that, and I see a lot of like dash camera footage where someone will like fly off the side of the road, like their car will flip and they'll be off on the side, and someone might try to pull them out. Like in America, someone might try to help and pull them out, but in China, people do not
they just walk by,
because you can sue that person for any damages they might have incurred.
And at the end of the day, I feel like the only way you're suing someone because you flipped your car and they tried to help you out is if you flipped your car and it was your fault. Then you're like, I'm gonna pay for me flipping my car with this scum who decided to save my life.
They're just looking for
a paycheck.
Cash. And what I think, like a good analogy of this is that people call it winning the West Virginia lottery, and that is suing like a store because you slipped and there wasn't a wet floor sign, or you dropped some water. You like intend to make yourself
most people put
slip.
their own water down and then slip on it.
And that can be defended in court, and you might win. You probably will, because the company will pay you off instead of working to fight it, because it might cost more. And I think that's a problem that we have in our society right now.
What are you going to do?
Is that, people are... There's not as, I don't know, the morals have changed.
Well, those are scammers. Those are people who are like, I'm not going to work, but I'm going to make money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Those are scammers.
The court would see it in a different time. The court would see it more as, you should have been... We kind of take away responsibility from people. And the court now, puts all the responsibility
on the company.
And on the company or the other person that was, responsible in the situation.
Right.
Like, if I break my arm being an idiot at work, my manager's going to get in trouble. But it's because I was an idiot. And I think that's wrong. I think you should have accountability. And there's a lot less of that because there's so much paperwork that we have that...
And people don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, that delegates responsibility onto the party in charge, and the party in charge might lead to the company. But there's just a lot of... there's less area to... Morals have changed.
Yeah, morals have definitely changed, and some of them for the better and some of them for the worse.
Sometimes when I do see people on the side of the road, I am afraid to help them, or if someone in a parking lot that might need some help on their car, because if I damage something else trying to help them, they might turn on me. I don't know who they are. And I think...
Well, and that's something I think you can tell initially when you meet someone. If they got that skeevy look in their eye, they got that dirty look in their eye, and, and maybe you can even tell by the way they walk. I think you know.
What's the walk look like?
I think you know.
Okay.
But
like flailing their arms everywhere.
No, they're. You can just tell someone who's about.
They're not moving their legs, but their ass cheeks are flexing up and down.
Who's really about to fuck you over? But that brings up a great point. What was my question? I remember. Have you ever been scammed? Because I've been scammed. And I didn't
by a company or a person?
A person or a company, but I got scammed by a person, and my mom told me it was a scam, and I still went through with it.
Many times, and even...
No way, really?
Even against my best judgment.
Mine was one and done.
Well, I mean, there's been a couple, little things here and there, and but even against my best judgment, I've still incurred trouble by just being just putting too much trust into someone or something like that.
Yeah.
And but I'm wiser for it, so...
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I got scammed. What happened was this guy hit me up, and he's like, hey, I'm starting a clothing line, and I see your pictures on Instagram. You're pretty cool. You send me $50, I'll send you a big box of our sweatpants, our T-shirts, sweatshirts, everything. I'll send you a box of it, and then I want you to post pictures on your Instagram wearing them and promote them. And I said, you know what? This is my big break. This could be it.
This is it.
And the guy was from LA, and he had me. He was calling me personally. It was well, he found me on Instagram, and then he got my number, and I was talking to him personally on the phone. I was like, all right, I know who this guy is. Like, there's no way he's gonna scam me. I'm gonna get the clothes, if anything. Maybe I won't strike big, but I'll get the fucking clothes out of it. And I sent him $50.
You continue with this. I'm going to check something.
Yeah, well, I sent him
some audio stuff.
All right, I sent him $50, and then the box never came, and my mom even advised me. She's like, this guy's gonna scam you, don't send the money. And like, you know what it was, I had to go to Walmart and get him like, I had to like mail him money.
Western Union?
Yeah, like I don't even know what it was. I had to mail him money or something.
Did you wire money?
I think I wired money. I think that's what it was. And then I remember
I can't believe you fell for this. I'm gonna be honest.
I know. Listen, I think I was like a sophomore in high school, and I know it was the first and only time I've ever been scammed. I think everyone has to get scammed at least once, and hopefully it's not a big one. But
I mean, when you're young and you're innocent, you don't expect people to be like that. So.
I know, right? And even my parents told me this guy's not doing you any favors, and I was like, no, Mom, you don't get it. You don't get it.
I used to get messages like that on my Instagram about stuff like that, or like get rich quick schemes, like pyramid schemes.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes
I never fucked with those.
Yeah, sometimes I would like follow through with it just to mess with them.
Oh yeah, waste their time.
Yeah, see how far I could get with them. And one time I received this, I was selling something on Craigslist.
What was it?
Craigslist is full of scammers. It was a table I made myself.
Oh wow, good for you.
And the guy said, I need you to ship it to me. And I was like, okay, this is weird. This is Craigslist. You come and pick it up. That's how it works. And he's like, I will send you $800 to ship it to me, and then you need to send me the remainder of the difference, which is just doesn't make any sense. Like, why not just send me what it's going to cost? And I went through with it just to see if I would get like a fake check or something. Right. And I got a fake check.
And it was fake. It had no value.
For $800. Well, I could have cashed it, and I could have gotten this money, but it was a check that was written out under under a company that was not the guy.
So you may have been in like legal trouble if you cashed that.
Yeah, it would have been. That's why they make you cash the check, because then you're in trouble with the company. The check that they sent me was fake, but the bank would have cashed it. Because he sent me a check that had a woman's signature on it that was printed, and it was like a payroll check.
Yeah.
Which a person wouldn't write. You write a personal check.
Right.
And I could tell the company's logo was like pixelated on the check, so I knew it was all fucked. And I knew it was fake from the beginning, but I did get this check, and if I would have followed through, I would have cashed the check for $800 in my account, paid for this to ship it, sent him the money, and then when the check bounced, I would have been out $800. And I also might have gotten in trouble for cashing a
fraudulent check.
Yes.
Wow.
So
motherfuckers, and that's something it ties around to the whole, make people's day and shit. I wouldn't I could never see myself being a con artist or just really stealing money from like people. From innocent people, like who I like, easy targets who I know, like I could get a couple bucks from. I hope I'm not like. I hope on this audio I'm not too loud. I hope I'm not too muffled.
Oh, you should be good.
Because I've been riding this mic, dude.
The biggest scam that I will pull off is when I sell stuff online. I'll tell people I live further than I do.
So then that delivery charge.
So we can meet a little bit closer to me, and it still seems like we're meeting halfway.
Oh, wow.
I do that occasionally. I stopped doing it now because
Because you felt like a real piece of shit.
I did.
And you look like a real piece of shit.
Yeah, I would get in my car, and when they would show up, I'd just pour tears.
No.
And I'd tell them, and I'd be like, man, I lied to you. I can't take it. It's tearing me up. And they say, I don't even want the chainsaw anymore.
Chainsaw. And
that was it. And I'd sit in my car and cry. It was really just an emotional experience for me. And I weighed my time there, and I considered things. And I'd say that Craigslist has given me a lot of introspection, and a lot of introspection.
Introspective.
It's made me a better person.
Introspective.
Yeah.
Introspection.
Yeah. looking inside.
You said yes to both, so I don't know which one it is.
It's made me look inside myself when I'm selling this chainsaw for $80 that I found on the side of the road.
It's tough life out here, bud. It's tough in the streets with a Z, and I've said that once, and I'll say it again. But let's take a cut.
Okay. I know you see somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life,
breathe air.
I know
somehow you're gonna get there and be so wonderful. Have you ever had?
It's all for real.
So
I'm telling you just how I feel.
So wake up the men of your nation. It's your time to be.
There's no chance unless
you take one.
Every time you something, see the brighter side of every
situation. Have you ever had one of those moments where your heart's beating so hard that you can feel it pulsating in your ears? Have you ever had? Yeah.
When I have like something like, I'm doing something I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And someone catches me.
Yes. That's the same. That's where I was going to go with this. It's usually like when I get pulled over and I'm, usually riding dirty, gonna catch me riding dirty. But it's usually like that. And then I can literally feel my heartbeat in my chest. Like my chest is like, I'm like, how can you not hear my fucking heart beating out of my chest right now? And he's,
You ever felt it so bad that it's to the point where,
you think your heart's going to stop?
Where you have, have you ever felt bass in your chest?
Like from music or just really music. From
Have you ever felt that in your heart, or your heart feels like,
and it's like thumping and it's like giving that vibration off?
Your chest kind of feels empty and your heart's just going nuts in it.
Yeah, no, I've definitely felt that type of shit. But that was pretty random. I just wanted to start off that cut with that. But here's my next question: If you were a boxer, right? And now here's the thing. Every nationality, you're facing the same guy in a sense. You're facing the same guy. He's got a 6-pack of abs, big arms. He weighs 165 pounds. You're rocking the, what is that, middleweight or like welterweight? I don't know. Either way.
You're just describing me.
Well, all these guys look the same, but here's the thing. Would you rather fight an Asian guy, a black guy, a white guy, or which one would you choose out of an Asian?
They all have the same physique.
They all have the same physique. Which one would you rather fight, an Asian guy, a black guy, or a white guy? They all have the same physique. They look exactly the same physically.
Question.
Yeah, it's legit. It kind of.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
It says a lot about you.
I'd rather be blindfolded and not know the race.
And then get your ass kicked.
Because I can't see anything.
Right.
I think I'd probably pick an Asian guy, and this is kind of a taboo topic.
I know, but I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, because you know how I feel about those people.
But no. No. For some reason, I feel like you're more susceptible to getting submission and make you tap out by an Asian guy.
No, really.
I feel like the black guy would knock you out, and then the white guy would be able to strike and take you down.
No, I think the white guy would be really into it, and he'd be passionate about this fight.
Yeah.
He might fight, dirty. Is this like a by the?
This is by the book. It's like a UFC, like mixed martial arts type fight. You're in the cage. There's a referee. It's legit.
I feel like the Asian guy would be real feisty and real like he might kick my ass, but I feel like he'd do it swiftly. I feel like the black guy would just knock me out because I think I would just assume that he was stronger than me.
Right.
Because I don't know. I think black people are more athletically inclined.
Have you ever been in a fight?
Once.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get fucked up?
No, I actually held my own.
Really?
I would say it was more of a draw.
Was the person older or younger than you?
I don't know. I don't know the person.
Oh, you didn't know him? It was just a random person?
I was at a bar, and...
I knew this went down at a bar, too. I knew it.
I was at a bar, and I had just finished playing, and I was also, not that good at this point.
Yeah, you're a shitty guitarist, for sure.
I was very shitty. And this guy came up to my...
car?
Girlfriend who was there at the time. And
he's like, "Hey, baby, you got a thick bottom."
Not quite, but he was talking shit about me, and then he tried to like he was like really drunk too. I could tell,
as most are.
and he put his hand on her hand, and
now wait, let me ask a question. Did she go like that, or did she let it happen?
he did it, and she looked at me.
Get a new girl.
No. He did it, and she looked at me like, "What's going on?" And I was like, in my mind, I wasn't sure what was going on. Like, I didn't know if like I couldn't hear the conversation, but I didn't know if he
totally. But you see the cues.
I didn't know if he knew her, and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I mean, that's a weird gesture for anyone, really. I guess.
I agree, unless you're, obviously.
But I saw how drunk he was because he's kind of doing this, and his eyes were like real like this, and he was. I think he had to be older than me. He was about the same like build and same like height. He might have been a little bit taller.
Right.
But
country folk, or was he a hot shot? Was he a hot shot, or was he like? Did he look like he?
He was wearing like
a ghillie suit.
Yeah, he had sniper. He had a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And like pit vipers. It was winter, and he was wearing a coat.
Okay.
Like a big coat, and he had just blue jeans on. I mean, he dressed pretty normal for like the place I was at. But he did this, and she looked at me like, "What's going on?" And I looked back at her, and I saw like the panic, and I was ready to act, but I didn't yet because I didn't know exactly what was going on.
The situation.
I didn't want to like clock him for just being like, I don't know if she was like, "My uncle just died" or something.
Yeah.
Like something I didn't know, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay."
Consoling her.
Then I got closer, and I overheard him like,
"Hey, baby, them panties wet or what?" Is that what he said?
And he was talking mad shit about me.
Oh.
And I guess he didn't know that she was there with me. And I was like, "Hey, what's this all about?" And he was like telling me how I don't know what I have, and how I was a bitch. And I was like,
wow.
And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I was like, he's giving me the right to punch.
Yeah, this is like straight out of a movie. Yeah, this guy wanted it.
I was like, he's giving me the right to punch him, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try to solve this without violence. And I was like, all right, move along.
And what did he do? Give you the bird?
And he's like, I don't think I will. He's like,
oh wow.
And he just held his ground where he was at. He wasn't insulting me more, but he wouldn't back away.
Right. His presence was enough to piss you off and just make everybody uncomfortable.
And then he like gave me like a little like push like that.
No way.
And
where at, on your arm or your titty?
I was close to him, and he pushed me right here.
In the shoulder?
Yeah. Well, just right below.
Right in the armpit.
And he said like it wasn't like real hard. And he said that I really don't know what I'm missing or something like that.
He's like, yeah, I'd be fisting you if I was with you.
And he was telling me how I was a tryhard, trying to like look the part. But
hey, that's the difference. That's the reason he's not on stage.
Then I didn't want to punch him right in the face.
You uppercutted him.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how to fight, but I went like that. Like
you hit his
bridge of his ribs,
right?
And then he did like this girly thing where he like smacked me with he like slapped me.
He's like, "Give me that fillet of fish. Give me that fish."
And then I hit him again, and he's like, "All right, that's it." And then he stopped.
Wow.
And then like I was like, we should just go. So I left, and I don't know what happened to him.
Here's the thing. They say in a fight, you gotta hit first and hit hard, bro. So
you set the precedent. You give yourself a presence.
You make your presence known. But dude, aim for that fucking lower jaw and unleash, bro.
Well, I was worried because I didn't know if I didn't know how fights work. I didn't know if I did that, if I would knock him out, and I didn't want to do that.
Right.
Like I just wanted to demonstrate that he should stop, and I didn't really want to hurt him.
Well, I'm saying all that bullshit about hitting somebody straight in the jaw like I've done it, but I've never done it in a street fight.
Well, I noticed that a lot of fights that happen in real life are absolutely nothing like the movies. This was more.
Oh yeah.
I guess this was not so much a fight more than it just was like me defending like my territory, I suppose, and just like trying to get this guy out of our hair.
Yeah.
I mean, I did throw like 2 or 3 punches, and he did whatever he was doing.
Right, he was
And
flipping, kicking.
He threw one punch, but it wasn't all that hard. And I don't know if he meant to do that or if he just didn't know what he was doing. He was drunk. But this is more not like a real like fight to like.
This might sound fucked up, but if
wait. So I think a lot of the fights that happen in real life are a lot more dirty and a lot less cinematic, where someone goes down and they start just going like that.
You
and
might kick him in the ribs or something.
The fight is obviously over. Like, you know who's won. And the other guy is not knocked out. He's just like either defending himself or trying to get out of that hold. Because in the fight, usually, you know, both people don't really know, like, actual styles.
Yeah, totally.
I've seen one
who knew how to fight
happen like this.
Oh,
well, I don't know if they did or not, but there was 8 dudes riding down to we were at Country Fest, and I was next to a campsite with this guy who thought very highly of himself, and he didn't have much to show for it, I'll say that. But I didn't hate him. I didn't have anything against him. But these dudes rolled down in this area, and there was like 8 dudes in the back of a pickup truck.
Right.
And they rolled down into this area that we were camping at, and there was like 3 campsites. And apparently our neighbor, the guy I was talking about, that he thought of that as his turf. And so they came down there and they spun their tires and blew smoke.
Oh my God.
And he's like, "Hey, you guys get the fuck out of here. This is ours. I can't believe you're tearing up the dirt." And I was at my campsite watching, and I backed up because I was like, something might go down here. And all 8 of these dudes jumped out of this car and just went on this guy. And started,
one guy?
One dude, 8 guys jumped out.
That's pussy shit.
Yeah, well, they were all ripped too. Like,
that's
they
even more
ripped,
pussy
but
shit.
they were built. Like,
right, they had been throwing around them hay bales for a while.
That's honestly exactly who it was. And they jumped out, and they just they knocked him down immediately. One guy pushed him, the other guy got down on him and just started going like this.
Wow.
And the other guys had nothing else to do.
Like some real wild. It's just like construction work. It's just like construction work. You know.
And his girlfriend's like, whatever his name was, like, "Jeremy, don't come back." And he's like, "I got this." But there's like
8 dudes
7
around. Yeah.
Guys lined up ready to take the other guy's place of beating him up. And
I got
this. They pulled off of him, and he like tried to go back at him.
Yeah, no, that's the problem right there. Here's the thing.
And his girlfriend pulled him away. That was it.
Yeah, you get in a fight, and one of 2 things happen. Either you win and you knock the guy out, or you win and, you know, the other guy cowers out. He's like in the fetal position, all trying to protect his kidneys and shit.
In real life, get cut off by like bystanders, where they're like.
Well, it really depends. If it's like in the middle of public fight, or if it's like these guys have had beef for a while and they're gonna fight, everyone be at the lighthouse at 5 o'clock or 8:30. That's more promiscuous. And then here's the thing: you get fucked up. If you get fucked up in a fight, you cut your losses, and you maybe do a few more curls and a few more push-ups, and then next time, you know, go at it. But you don't get back up.
Error of your ways.
Yeah, if you get fucked up, you don't get up and go back and try to do it. And I'm sure that's worked plenty of times. But here's the thing: you cut your losses, you get better, and hopefully that's the end of it. I mean, you know what I mean? But if you get your ass beat and then go after them and then get your ass beat again, now you took 2 L's and you know, time for bed, bud. Tuck you in. Time for bed.
I think the scariest fights I've seen, when I see 2 guys fighting, I, kind of know what to expect. I haven't seen it a lot, but when I see girls fighting, I mean, it's like 2 rats going at it.
Yeah, they'll do anything. And they have no remorse, you know what I mean? They'll do really anything.
And usually it's, again, just that someone gets held down and the other person just
hair in the hand, it just bop.
But girls usually don't do this. They just go like that and like start throwing.
Well, it depends.
hands.
Some girls know how to fight. Some girls really know how to throw hands.
One like that, not in person.
Well, I haven't seen many fights. I saw a bouncer fuck somebody up one time on a set of stairs.
Was it just he clocked him? Or?
No, we were leaving this club. It was closing time, closing time. It was closing time, and
last call for hours.
And these they're pushing us out like a cat, like a herd of cattle, and we're all going down these stairs, and some dude starts talking shit to the bouncer. He's like, "Fuck you! You think you're some shit?" Like he starts saying some shit.
This club doesn't close unless it's for me.
The bouncer comes down and clears the fucking stairway like it's the Red Sea, and he grabs this dude and by the collar of his shirt and his arm, and he's just dragging him down the stairs. The guy's legs and his arms are hitting the stairs.
I imagine that was pent up aggression from the rest of that day for people fucking with him.
And it probably was, but dude, he threw this guy out of the club, and the guy caught air.
Like a cartoon.
Yeah, he caught air, dude, and you should have seen it. It was a, and he hit the ground, and that was basically it. But I've seen bouncers get real aggressive with people.
Do you recall that?
I think that'd be a fun job. I think that'd be so fun.
I think that would. Do you think they only hire though like tall built people? Have you ever seen a bouncer like our build?
Wasn't that what? What's that movie? Come on, Roadhouse.
Patrick Swayze's built like a shit.
No, Patrick Swayze. He's a smaller guy.
He's like our build.
Yeah, he's like our build, smaller guy. But here's the thing, Roadhouse. Dude, look how tall Patrick Swayze is right now on your phone. Look it up. But here's the thing. I think Patrick Swayze, like he in Roadhouse, he dignified like the tough guy, short guy.
He just like to kick people though.
Well, but the thing is he was so calm and collected 24/7.
I've never seen it.
Oh my god, like a successful did a lot of damage one.
There's like a kick where you like kick them while they're down.
Yeah.
But I've never seen like a successfully
like a nice leg kick or like a kick to the body.
Yeah.
Or even a head kick. Fucking A. I would love to experience a head kick.
He's 5'10".
He's 5'10". I'm 5'9". Yeah. So he's about the same size as us. And well, yeah, he's fucking ripped. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not ripped. I'm saying, but that's the argument is Roadhouse.
But that's a movie though.
That is a movie. That's not real life. But
I haven't seen a lot of bouncers though. The only ones that I've seen are usually just taller dudes that they're wearing shirts that I can't see if they're ripped or not.
Always fucking bald.
Yes.
Why are bouncers always bald?
I think it's a masculine trait that like.
Yeah, I don't even need hair, bro. I don't even need hair. Yeah, and they can't even grab onto it.
Yeah,
that's true.
A lot of cops, I don't believe a cop can have a beard until he has a certain rank because
it's a lot like firefighters. They have to keep the 70s porno stash. Mm-hmm. That's like a requirement. It's like you can have facial hair, but it has to be the 70s porno stash.
Yeah, that's the only one you can have as a cop when you enter. But when you get
into a higher rank, then you can pull out the full beard. That's a true thing. I've heard that.
I think it's also the same way with the military too.
Yep.
I think you have to be a high-ranking officer or like whatever.
But as for security guards, I don't know. I think it's just free range. I think it's you do whatever you want. I don't know, dude.
You're just a meat shield.
Yeah, you're just a meat shield, dude. Unless you're Patrick Swayze, you're just fucking giving roundhouse kicks to the jaw. As you should if you're Patrick Swayze and you can do a roundhouse kick. Here's the thing: if I could do a roundhouse kick successfully, my balance, I balanced everything out perfectly where I could just clap someone right on the jaw. I'd be in the supermarket giving out roundhouse kicks to the jaw. You know what I mean? I would do it everywhere. County fair, $15, I'll kick you in the chin. You know, that type of shit. You know what I mean? That's a trait that I think could make you a lot of money.
Now, do you recall the fight that we witnessed in high school? That
at lunch.
That it wasn't at lunch. I never saw that one.
No, it was on the entrance, the stairway.
Yeah, the one that was filmed.
You know who that was?
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Macy Weiss and Savannah Click.
It was Macy for sure.
Or was it Jade Coran? I hate to name drop. I feel like such a piece of shit. Maybe you could bleep those out.
That's a lot of work.
That's like 45 minutes of work, man.
You've gotten yourself into trouble now. You have to dig your way out.
You guys are talking about roundhouse kicks and stuff, but you're leaving out the best of them all. Chuck Norris,
baby. Was he a real brute? Was he a real fighter, or was it all cinematic value? It was all cinematic. He's nothing.
Well, no,
it's true.
He did this show called Walker, Texas Ranger, and he was like a badass in it.
Right.
He didn't take no shit.
Gotcha.
And what happened later is he got this like tough guy, like people
persona.
Yeah, people saw him as a tough guy, so he started like being like the face of like workout equipment and stuff like that.
Really?
And he is built like even now he's like 90 now, but like he's still in good shape.
I can't believe he's still around, honestly.
Yeah,
Fuck
he's
it.
super old.
Here's the thing about those type of guys. Do you think they're doing? Wait, I doubt he's 90. I bet he's 79.
I swear to God.
I bet Chuck Norris is 79 years old.
Look up his age.
Now let me ask you something. Does Chuck Norris drink alcohol? Do you think he drinks alcohol?
Probably.
Do you think he What?
He's 80.
He's 80. I said 79. I said 79.
Still 80 sounds old as shit.
Right? He's like, my bones are glass, my skin's paper.
Man, the day after he was born, World War II ended. Come on now.
When I saw that too, I thought the same thing. I was like, that. I didn't think he was that old. And
now that I think about that, that's fucking.
It's bonkers.
He's still in good shape though, as far as I know.
Clutch.
Yeah.
It worked out. No, nothing was harmed in the filming of this video.
That's not true.
I caught myself there. I really did. And here, let me.
The harm we've done to our bodies tonight will affect us later in life.
And I hope for the better. I hope it's for the better. Here's the thing: if you could be a pro in any sport, what would it be, Kuz? Bluetooth, wirelessly connected. Huh? If you could be a pro at any sport, and this means boxing, this means golf, this means baseball. I'm talking water polo, even volleyball would be a very fun one. But
am I like
you're a professional? But I'm not saying you're the champion.
Am I in a league at all, or am I just really good at it right now?
No, you're a pro.
But am I like, if I was in golf, would I be like in the same place as Tiger Woods right now, or am I just me with those skills?
Well, I think you're you with those skills, and you have the potential to be the champion, but that's really all on you. I'm saying you have professional skills in this sport, like enough to make it to the league and make some bucks off of it.
I'll do golf.
You would do golf?
Because it's not that hard to get into golf. It's not like a draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just
that's
work
true.
your way through leagues, and then you make it to, like, I believe the U.S. Open,
and that's, you said your dad was going to be playing in the U.S. Open?
Yeah.
Really?
The next time that they're able to hold enough tournaments for him to get in, because right now they've canceled.
Everything's fucking
due
sticky.
to the virus. Is that a cat?
No, it was a fucking miter saw.
Oh, I thought
it was a miter saw.
Like a piece of machinery or a cat.
No, yeah, it was machine. This chick said I can't use power tools because I'm a woman. A woman said that. I did not say that. A woman said that.
Well,
what do you?
We all know you're speaking the truth.
She said it. I mean, I can't say much about the topic, but let's get down to the basics, man. Let's get down to the basics of know your host, okay? So I'm gonna rapid fire questions at you, and you're gonna answer them as fast as you can.
Fast as I can.
Okay. Favorite color?
Green.
Favorite food? Tough.
Tomato soup.
Tomato soup? I feel so sorry for you, dude.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No, I changed.
You grew up like that.
Minestrone.
Minestrone. Now, go ahead and viewers look that up in the dictionary because I'm not sure if that's a real thing.
It's a soup.
But if you could get a tattoo of any animal, what would it be?
Snake.
Have you ever broken your face? Broken your nose, your face, anything?
I broke my nose once.
Really?
Yeah.
Once?
Someone threw a frisbee at me.
Deserved it.
Got back up, saw it coming, smacked me right in the nose.
Wow. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Ambidextrous.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
There you go. Here we go. 80s hairband rock and roll or punk rock?
Punk.
Punk?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That was interesting. I'm more of an 80s hairband. But no big deal. Well, I think I'm both. I'm really both.
Okay, well, this isn't about you.
I'm both. But you're right. Do you recycle?
Yes.
You did that with a wink. That makes me not believe that.
Move on. I don't want to talk about this.
Sports car or muscle car?
Sports car.
I'm muscle for sure.
I believe that.
I'm old school muscle too. I want a classic
There's
car.
nothing under that shirt.
Classic car. I got man titties. I ain't afraid.
Right.
But listen, when I become a boxer, my man titties will become pecs.
Really? Are they on their way right now?
I've always kind of had pecs.
You know the gyms are back open.
I've always kind of had pecs. All I need are some dumbbells in my life, and I do a lot of push-ups. Believe it or not,
Really?
I do a lot of push-ups.
I do some when I wake up, just to get me awake, not to do anything else. I do 10.
Really, you get that blood pumping. I do jumping jacks when I need to wake up.
Yeah, I'm not good at those. Never got that coordination right. Got my legs moving the wrong direction.
Yeah. All right, skateboarding or longboarding?
Skateboarding.
Beer or liquor?
Liquor.
You look like the type. You look like the type. Let me think. Oatmeal or cereal?
Cereal.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got to be really good at making oatmeal to pick that over cereal.
You got instant oats.
No, if you're eating instant oats, then you're not picking.
Well, if I make oatmeal, I put like blueberries and raspberries in it. And then I'll put.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta spice it up. You gotta put some fucking work into that shit if it's gonna be good.
But I like cereal because I don't have to do all that work.
Smoking or drinking?
What are we smoking?
That's the marijuana.
Oh, drinking.
What about cigarettes?
Nah.
All right, then why did you ask that question?
There's other things you can smoke.
Okay, wow. All right, I see you. Whatever. We'll go ahead and keep going. Do you use the microwave or the oven?
I don't have a microwave.
So what do you use?
My hands. I just touch the food real quick. No, right. I cook stuff in my oven. You found out there's a lot of stuff you can microwave but can't cook in the oven. Plastic containers do not hold up.
Farewell in the oven.
Farewell.
No, they don't. They
Farewell.
don't. Would you rather live somewhere cold or warm?
Warm.
Yeah. I knew you were gonna say that. I see right through you.
You see where you see me living?
Arizona.
That's where I'd pick.
Yeah, Arizona. Or, honestly, New Mexico might be a cool spot.
Speaking of which, either would be okay. I prefer Arizona, but I mean, it's
well, then you get the best of both worlds there. Upper or northern Arizona, you get mountains and it's a little colder. And then
you can pick when you want to be in winter.
That's right. And then southern Arizona, it's more flatlands and desert.
Let me tell you something real quick. I want to keep doing this. I like this.
I know, this is fun.
I like all this gratifying attention. I'm really desperate for that.
Yeah, we know.
But I have a trip to Arizona that I just recently planned.
That's right. You told, and when I answered that question, I was not thinking about that.
See how freestyle we are. See how free flowing we are.
Free flowing. Just like just like the period, the uterus. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm free in the what's it called? The flow, free bleeding,
free falling.
No, there's a term when you just don't use pads or tampons. It's like called free bleeding or something.
I'm not familiar.
I don't know why.
What do they use? A little rain catcher? Catch it all?
I don't know why you'd want to punish yourself like that. But
yeah, dude, your clothes must be the clothes. You must have to buy new clothes every month.
It's not so much that you could wash that, but people are going to see blood, And if you want to do that, that's fine.
That's totally fine.
I don't care. It's kind of neat, but so what I was going to say, I have this trip going to Arizona that I recently scheduled. I had some credit through my last flight that I had to cancel. And so this time around, I'm under 23. And I'm not going to say how much older I am than 21, but I'm under 23. And to get a rental car, you can rent one under 23, but for every year under 23 you are, it's like an extra 50
super expensive because they don't trust you.
Yeah, they think you're a high-risk driver.
And that's why they say the last important birthday is 25 because that's when you can rent a car. We'll rent a
23.
Really? No, I thought it was 25.
Maybe it's 25.
I think it's 25, buddy.
If it's 25, I'm in real trouble.
25.
Then. So listen, for every year under 25 you are, it's like an extra $50 a day because only some companies will do it. Enterprise won't. Hertz will. Avis, But so I got this planned out, and I'm like, well, man, I need a car while I'm there because, I got places to stay, but I mean, I want to go out and do stuff. So I'm like thinking where I can. And I've rented.
That hamster in your brain is running. He's running now. What color is the hamster that's running in your brain?
He's like kind of like reddish ginger.
White
spots on his stomach.
Now, is he fat or is he skinny?
Fit. He's a normal.
He's fit.
Hamster.
Yeah, I think my hamster's fat. I think that's why.
I think they're just designated fat.
And then you don't get to run on the wheel if you're already skinny.
You ever seen a buff hamster?
No, but I'd like to. Roid him up.
Yeah.
Shoot steroids into his fucking ass cheek, and he's like, he instantly says, "What's up, bro?"
on the topic of roiding something up, Joe Rogan posed this question, and I find it very interesting.
Yeah.
We don't know what the true strength of an ape would be, because they don't work out. But imagine if a gorilla was eating only protein. He was drinking protein shakes.
Yeah,
he was, like, lifting
and fucking
weights.
bench pressing 250.
Can you imagine that? That dude would be able to, like, crunch cars.
And here's my question: why don't they? Do they lack the knowledge, or is it just pure laziness? Like, why don't animals?
I think they like to chill.
Animals like to chill. Is that all animals, or is that?
Why would you want to do anything else when you could just kill someone with a swipe of your hand? You know, they're already set.
Well, think about fat cats.
Fat cats.
Fat cats. They are really fat. They like to chill. But here's my question: do they really not give a fuck, or is it just pure laziness, or are they like, I know I should be working out, but this kibble's really fucking good?
I don't think I don't think there's that option, because in nature they wouldn't have the ability to get fat. Their owners make them fat.
I 100% agree with that.
They don't consider it.
I didn't even think about that.
They just eat.
That's right.
They just eat. There's no like, should I work out?
Wow. Do you think
when they're fat, they're probably just like, this is life.
Do you think there's a correspondence between fat owners and fat animals? Or is it just
so.
free base?
A lot of fatter people I've known have overfed their dogs, and their dogs are chubby.
Right. I personally, though, I think chubby dogs are fucking adorable. I think they're so cute. I would rather have it. Well, I would like to be able to throw a frisbee and my dog, go catch it in his mouth. Yeah, it's hard on their health, but very cute.
Animals are not meant to be fat at all.
Very, very cute. Very cute. So cute, adorable, almost. But I would.
That's that strangle a puppy thing, coming back at you.
You caught me.
Anyways, I had no solution to a rental car, and I was like, maybe I could buy a car when I was out there, like a shit one. And I was like, no, that's too expensive, and I'm gonna get stuck in the middle of the desert.
But where would you just buy a shit car? None of the rental shops are like, here's a shit car. Good luck. Hope you make it back. Like, you know what I mean?
Drive out in the desert. No, I get there, I sit at the airport, cross my fingers on Craigslist, and start looking. No, I'd look beforehand.
I definitely wouldn't leave it up to the moment you'd start walking. What's the longest you've ever walked in a pinch? Like, you're like, you know what? I have
17 miles.
No.
That's exactly the same as mine.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
The same fucking
17 miles?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was walking, I think 17 miles is a marathon, I believe. And I walked it to see what it was like, because
this wasn't even because you're in a pinch. This is
my car died.
Or my car died, or I've been abandoned at a party, or it's like after a one night stand and you just got to get going. You know what I mean? It's like, well, better start walking.
I've walked from the Planet Fitness in Sandusky all the way to the downtown Sandusky because my car broke down.
That's pretty far. I don't
know how far that is, but
probably solid 4 or 5 miles.
4 or 5 miles.
But I've walked 17.
I remember.
Let me finish my.
Oh yeah, your really long rental story.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm just saying. This is
going on 13 minutes now.
Go ahead.
Speed it up. So listen, I'm going.
No, don't speed it up. Let's get all the details. You already told us you're going to Arizona.
Basically, I just think it's funny that I'm going to go to U-Haul and spend $20 a day to rent a rental truck.
Yeah.
And that'll be my transportation around Arizona.
Did you guys think that was funny?
I
Me too. I'm kidding.
You.
But
what's funnier is the video of those people drifting the truck, and then
I've seen that.
It zooms in and the guy's like, for $19.95, this motherfucker.
You can rent a truck that is almost the length of a semi, a U-Haul, their biggest truck, for $40 a day.
Dude, what if
you don't even have to have a CDL?
What if we rent one and do a podcast in it?
I had that idea.
And while somebody's driving around.
That would be awesome.
Or stationary. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he's like fucking taking really hard turns.
And it'd be totally fine because no one would know we're in the truck.
Right. Yeah. Is that illegal? Is that like really dangerous?
Yeah.
I hope so.
So when we do that, the truck's not moving even though it's like shaking all around. But
yeah, it's not moving. And oh my gosh, another thing I was thinking about.
That'd be so fun. We could literally do that in a pinch. We could just go to the place and it's actually like there aren't even people at most U-Haul joints.
Particularly cheap,
Like there's just a machine that you go and put your driver's license in and rent a vehicle that drops a set of keys out.
Something that I was thinking about is, how right when we started up this podcast,
worst day of my life.
Mine too. Right when we started up this podcast, we got 2 episodes or 1 episode in, and then everything started shutting down. Remember, everything started getting all fucked. And you know, we had started a segment where, you know, we picked 2 activities that we had never done, and then we have the guests vote on which one they would like to see us do. And what won that? It was the acupuncture massages. Now here's the thing, we're about to hit the second wave, and as much as I hate to say it, we're going to be shut down for even longer than the first time.
So?
Yeah, I think so. And it's a damn shame, but that's why I'm spending all my money and getting all my partying out right now. But here's
I've maxed out all my cards.
yeah, if I had any. But here's the thing, while the acupuncture massages might be open right now, and we might have to wear a mask or whatever, but I think we should do that, and we should get that done before, you know, it shuts down for another month and, you know, or another year and a half, 18 months.
What would be your guys' next thing that you would do if you, like, say everything does close down? What's something that you could do that you could still have people vote on?
Yeah, something that we could still have people vote on. It's a good question. It's tough because we have to do something, an activity or something that neither of us have ever done before.
Skinny dipping at a public pool.
At a public pool, man. I don't want to get arrested.
Public pool's not open though.
Oh my God.
We're still closed up and still.
That's what I'm saying. They're closed. We go skinny dipping in them.
They're covered and stuff.
We roll that cover back.
Yeah, but that's too much time.
How about
we already?
You're gonna get some breaking and entering stuff.
How about just normal dipping in a closed pool? But also, when closed pools are left untreated, they turn into like nasty cesspools, and that'll be the whole challenge.
I don't know.
It won't be the trouble. It'll be the will we get venereal diseases?
Yeah, I would rather get venereal diseases than get in major legal trouble right now in my life.
I'd rather be arrested than have mosquito larvae swim up my...
Oh, come on. I'm all about, you know, harboring life, you know. I'm all about helping another species out.
I'm all about harboring life. You think you harbor like maybe a 40-foot piece of life in your intestine right now?
I'd rather, well, in my intestine, you know, I'd rather have it floating around my skin and crawling around my face and through in and out my eyeballs and shit like that. But here's what I'm saying is I'm a nice guy. You know, I'm a nice guy.
You allow that disease.
A little bug or a parasite wants to live up in my ass crack, you know, fuck it. I'm not going to pull it out. I'm going to let him eat. Let him fester. Let him have a good time. I'll buy him a small strobe light. He can invite his friends over.
My body is a temple.
Well, my body is a symbol of life and
harbor life.
And
that's funny.
I'm just saying, I would do the right thing in that situation.
The right thing.
I would do the right thing. I don't know how we got here because I feel like I had something really meaningful to say and then we just started talking about my ass.
Run more questions past me.
Okay. Would you rather get your nose pierced or your lip pierced?
Nose.
Definitely. Dick or nipple pierced? Yeah. Would you rather get your dick pierced or your nipple pierced?
Nipple.
I don't know. I think it's a novelty. Like it takes some major balls. It takes some major balls to get your a hole in your dick. You know, you've already got one.
I can live without this.
Come on, bud. You're not using your reproductive organs that much anyway.
Where are you going, Prince Charles or scrotum piercing?
No, you go right on the tip of the dick, right under the tip. Is that Prince Charles? And what's the other one? Scrotum.
Where they like pierce the base or something?
Oh no, could not be me. Couldn't be me. Never. Well, I'm not gonna say never because I don't know.
How about
I don't know where.
Vote on it,
vote on it. Fuck.
Does Ryan get the base of his dick pierced?
How about you just get you know what an industrial bar is? You know what that is?
Yeah.
Bar. How about you get that just straight through the shaft?
Oh, fuck! No, they take the extra skin right under the tip, and there's like a little bit of extra skin there, and they just pierce that, and with an industrial bar. And sometimes you can get like Dora the Explorer, and you can get Hello Kitty, and a lot of really cool piercings down there. I'm just saying, look at your options.
I thought it was more like a ball under the tip of the skin.
No, it's like an industrial bar. There's balls on each end, but it's like going like this on the head of your dick. Right under the head of your dick. I'm not kidding. I've seen it. Yeah, it's fucked.
You got any more?
Oh, questions?
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather be blind or deaf?
Deaf.
I could agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. Would you rather lose an arm or a leg?
Leg.
Still ride a motorcycle with one leg.
Yeah. Still drive with one leg too.
Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
You know, operate a controller with one hand.
You use your toe.
You know.
Use your toe.
You did do your toe. You did do your toe.
Adapt, overcome.
I could still shoot a bow with two hands. You know.
When's the last time you shot a bow?
Every fall.
Every fall.
Yeah.
Gold chain or silver chain?
Silver.
Yep. I know.
I learned to like.
Is it really?
That is how they talk.
Don't say it. That's
how they talk.
It's fine. You can say it after.
Tell me now.
Black guys like gold, white guys like silver.
I've seen lots of white.
That's how you know the color of the wire that goes on which screw.
I've seen lots of white people with gold chains, though. In fact,
Some of them.
you wear them sometimes.
I used to before I got this handmade. It's a washer piece, and I'm gonna be selling a lot of them, or just giving them out. It's with my Increase the Peace line. I wanna give back to all our viewers and everybody watching and the community. I want to give out Increase the Peace necklaces. We're gonna make bracelets and we're gonna make shirts. I'll give more information on that in the future. Sorry, I had to do a little promo right there, but
really.
Here's the next question. Would you rather be bald or your whole body, like bald, you have no hair on your body at all, or your whole body covered in hair? Like, and you don't even have hair on your head. Never in your life. You never had hair on your head.
No hair at all.
Wow.
Well, I'd look like a werewolf with my whole face.
Here's the thing, you can shave it. You just got to keep up with it. Shave every week.
Not worth it.
I know, it's a lot of
I'd rather be a
upkeep.
dolphin than a wolf.
It's a lot of upkeep. Now, here's a question for you. Do you shave your nut sack, like the actual sack?
I don't want to touch this topic.
Come on, tell me. Come on, I'll tell you what I do.
I don't want to know what you do.
I'll tell you what I do. I fucking pull out the skin and then I shave it. I shave my nutsack because I think I read or I saw in a movie that
I've just cut mine off, so I don't have to.
That Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson were in, where Vince Vaughn was like, "Hey, a lady likes a smooth sack, brother," and I've lived my life from that advice.
Was this The Internship?
No, it was. Well, fuck, dude, that's a great movie, but I don't think so. I think it was Switched, where they
You ever seen Fred Claus?
Yeah, I have. But they switch bodies and then they have different wives. Or like Vince Vaughn is one guy, Owen Wilson's another guy, and somehow their consciousness gets switched into the other bodies. And then they're living in each other's bodies, and the other guy's shaving the other one's balls, and his wife says something, and she's like, "Your wife likes a smooth nutsack," or something like that.
Wouldn't it be nice to just be a fucking billionaire and hanging out with your friends was making a movie?
Oh my god, dude! Oh man, you bring it up, man. I would really enjoy that. I would love being an actor. I would love being an actor.
I have a funny theory about that exactly. Adam Sandler, I think that we are the pawns in Adam Sandler's game. And
who are we?
We're just the pawns.
Who, us, like society?
Everybody that isn't Adam Sandler and his friends.
Oh, wow.
And we're all just being played off. Because when he makes a movie, he's got a few decent ones, but now he just pumps them out, man.
Yeah.
And the most people recent wonder, like, how does he get away with this? But everyone watches him. And
because he's a household name. But here's the thing: early Adam Sandler was phenomenal. I'm talking Billy Madison.
Click.
I'm talking Happy Gilmore. I'm talking Click. I'm talking what's another? Grown Ups. Phenomenal. Those movies were very, very fucking good, and they were amazing. I loved them, every second of them. They were like the pillars of my childhood.
I'd say those have turned into like classics now.
Classics, yeah, they're classics. But I'm talking about Jack and Jill.
That's the movie that made me think of this theory. I was like, we're being played off by this guy.
Well, here's the thing: they can't all be hits. You know what I mean? It's hard. You might be so good at something for a certain amount of time. You can be a professional at your craft, but at the end of the day, they can't all be fucking classics.
No, I think he doesn't care. He just does it for fun to hang out with his friends.
Gotcha. Well, did you see that movie Uncut Gems?
No.
His most recent movie, I think. Well, here's the thing. I was also very tired and I was falling asleep through it. Here's the thing about me. If I'm gonna watch a movie, I take in all the details. I fucking watch that shit. Like I really get in. I'm a movie buff. You know, I love movies.
I can't half-ass one, so I wouldn't say I don't watch a lot, but I can't half-ass it.
Yeah, I can't half-ass it.
I can't be like drifting in and out.
I can't have a conversation with someone while we're trying to watch a movie, or if they're on their phone watching TikTok. Like that's a real fucking asshole, and I think my brother might be the prime suspect. Here's the thing: you put a show on or you put a movie on, like, hey, this could be really funny. Let's watch, and they're literally watching TikTok on their phone at full volume. Oh. Now that's that's a fucking cock. That's a dick move. That's a sin. And that's like yeah, I think they wrote that in the book of Jeremiah or whatever. That's a sin.
That's on the 10 Commandments. No TikTok full volume while watching Adam Sandler movies.
Or anything. Like, here's the thing. I don't give a fuck about what you're watching on your phone. Put some headphones in, like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, if you're sitting with me, if we're like sitting around a campfire or sitting at a dinner table or we're sitting on the couch and I'm maybe watching some TV or something, do not watch a video at full volume ever.
I do like attentiveness in a conversation.
That's fucked up.
No, I do like attentiveness. That's what I'm saying. Like,
oh no, like, yeah, when somebody else is on the same, like, we're both also watching this movie, we can have some good dialogue about it.
Also, you will gain like major brownie points with older people if you don't bring out your phone at all during a conversation.
Oh, totally.
You bring it out once and they have already marked you.
They're like, oh, yep, he's one of them. That was good shit. That was good shit. That was not planned, or was it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish we planned that far in advance.
Yeah, we barely made it here today, man.
I know, right?
Everything has just been skidding by the seat of our pants. I think everything we do.
And we do well.
Yeah, I'm not saying we've done bad. I'm just saying that's how I plan a lot of things in life, though. Mm-hmm. A lot of like
it's what's it called? It's spontaneous. I love spontaneous shit. You know, like somebody's like, hey, come out to this bar with me tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then we have a whole night of fucking meeting people and taking rides in the back of cop cars and a whole bunch of different shit. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Or my landlord's real spontaneous and he's like, I need $700 now, and I'm like,
J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now. 877 cash no. That type of shit.
Cash no.
Dude,
I don't know, and I don't know where he gets this stuff from, but he's like, here, give me money, you know.
I feel like there was a lot of commercials like that are like imprinted in my fucking psyche. You know, like J.G. Wentworth.
I hope they sue you now.
J.G. Wentworth. And what was that one that was like?
All you've got to take are your microphone.
Yeah, you can have our microphones. J.G. Wentworth, come up with a better fucking song. Yeah. You know, no, I feel like there was a lot of commercials that stuck with me.
That's purposeful though.
Yeah, that's right. One of them is Flo. You know, with Progressive. She's always been there.
Yeah,
she's always been. But I don't watch cable TV anymore. No. It's all streaming, and I think that's what's becoming popular. I think cable, just like how radio, as soon as streaming music and finding music on apps such as
would you wait to
Apple
hear
Music,
a song you wanted,
and why would you want to hear ads from your local fucking blacksmith? You know what I mean? Like, come on. But I feel like streaming is taking over cable. You know what I mean? And that's
now. Have you ever listened to satellite radio?
Satellite radio. That's Sirius XM.
Have you ever noticed how it sounds like it's coming from a tin can? Like how the sound quality is shit.
No, there's kind of some some white noise in the back.
They just have a low bit rate. Their audio's crap. Have you noticed that?
Sirius? Well, here's the thing. I don't want to speak bad about Sirius because who knows? They'll be like, hey, Open Tab.
This is a well-known fact.
Open Tab. We want you to come on Sirius XM, and they'll give us a big old contract. How much?
You still do it, but they got that quality. You're still gonna get.
But no, I'm saying.
Nice as if you were
soloing it, doing it on our own.
If you were on like a different radio station.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, yeah, I'd love a spot on Sirius XM. I love them. They sound great.
Yeah, Sirius XM. I would do anything. I'd get down on my knees and fucking pray to him. Just kidding. Sirius sucks.
Yeah.
But no. What do you think about Jimmy John's or Subway?
Oh, Subway.
Now, are you saying that because you had Subway today, or are you saying that because Subway's really better?
I like Jimmy John's. I ain't got nothing against it, but I've noticed that no matter what combination of food you have on the sandwich, tastes all the same. It tastes the same. And I've heard people say that about Subway, but at least I like the way that Subway's one flavor is.
Right.
But yeah, I've noticed that they're all kind of like, it's not quite as bad as gas station sandwiches, but have you noticed how bad gas station sandwiches are?
That's why I don't buy them.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking gross.
Sometimes you don't have an option.
No, you always have an option, bud.
Not me.
Get a bag of chips and a granola bar and get on your happy fucking way.
That's usually what I do, but sometimes I'm like, well, I need something more substantial than this.
What I look at is if they offer it, I like to get they have like 15 pack of pizza rolls. I got like a 15 pack.
Never seen.
Or have you ever seen the frozen chimichangas or the frozen burritos at gas stations?
Yes.
I'll get those.
Those are better.
Oh, but if you catch them earlier in the night, I'm talking like maybe 6 or 7 before, it's like closing time, but it's right after dinner. They'll have those fucking, a 5-piece of chicken wings, or they'll have like a chicken breast or something like that. I love to get those and just go to town on some old chicken. Some old chicken that's been sitting out all day. Oh my God, dude. I fucking love it. It's really a pillar in my diet. Old chicken.
Well, I think we should get to wrapping it
up. Well, here's the thing. I've got to piss, but I'm having so much fun here.
Me too,
I want to end it on like a game or like something fun. What do you think? Okay. I'm going paper. Okay. That's 2 out of 3 or 1 and done.
2 out of 3.
All right, I'm going paper. Sure, here we go. Ha motherfucker! Boom!
All right, now play speed.
And that's it. Hey, everybody, this has been the Open Tab Podcast. I've had so much fun shooting this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. Thank you so much, and increase the peace, baby. Later.
Bye.
Sirius XM.
Yeah, sorry, Sirius sounds like much better than a